Everybody. Okay, so just a few seconds to see if somebody connects. In the meantime, Ilaria and I are going to sing a song for you. Just improvised now. Okay, we can sing the song that we just wrote for the book. No, I'm gonna sing it, okay? Just a pam song to open the live, okay? This song is new and you will find it in the next book, not in this one, in the next. So this is pam parararam pam 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 parararam pam pam param pam pam param pam 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 parararam pam pam. And how did we call it? Danza innamorata, a love dance. Okay, guys, now I'm here to speak to you about the piano book, Music Tree piano book. I really would like to show you the cover, but unfortunately this is still the copy of proof coming from Amazon, basically. Eliška, I see that you want to be in the video. Is that a mistake or you really want to be in the video? Anyway, so how does Music Tree piano book work? So, first thing, I've created it because I wanted to support the children that are coming to my course that is called Sing and Play, so children that are older than 5, because we go through a lot of songs during the year. We have a lot of activities based on movement, singing, patterns, but that at some point, you know, children really want to start learning what they play on the piano, and we use a double approach. One approach is that they just try to figure out the notes that they're playing, so they're able to play the melodies basically in every part of the piano, okay? And the other approach instead is to actually teach the musical notes, so do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. In Italian we use in here at Music Tree. And we use do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si because I found that it's much easier for the kids to sing a melody when we used do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, so a kind of a solfege note, instead of using C, D, and the melody just doesn't flow, okay, if it's in that way. So I wanted to have something for the children to be able to remember better at home, and also to write down the musical notes, because it's something that they have a lot of fun with. They really like to write down the notes and understand how to move them in the stave, right? It's like when they go to school and they start reading and writing. It's a very big discovery for them to be able to read and write. So that's kind of the idea at the base of a book. But here internally there is all the philosophy, okay, that explains exactly what I just said. And basically the most important thing for me is that this help integrates the course Sing and Play, okay? So it integrates a course that is based on movement and singing. At some part of the class, sometimes then we take the book and we use it. But this can also be a very useful book for children that are starting and they don't have the possibility to attend a group class, okay? So we have a lot. Oh, wow, somebody said libro appena acquistato qui a New York City. Somebody told me that they had just bought a book in New York. Thank you so much. So yes, if you have a child that is 5 to 7 or that is starting piano and they don't have a possibility to attend a group class, we do have loads of this because Music Tree operates in Islington, and Islington is a big neighborhood. So some kids are not able to come to our group classes, but they do want classes at their houses. So when they are 5 to 7, we offer a type of sing and play course at their house, so they don't work only on piano, but they work also all their general musicality through songs and patterns and body percussion. But these can really accompany their lessons and then help to remember from one class to the other what has been done. So let's now delve into the book. First of all, the wonderful illustrations have been created by an Italian illustrator, which is also the illustrator that have created the illustration in the website. Her name is Priscilla Bay. I will text her, I will write her at the bottom of this live. So these are some of the illustrations that the children find. So this book belongs to something very simple where they can write their name. And then we start by understanding the keyboard, okay? And we do it in this way. So we do it by discovering first the black keys, the group of black keys, and jumping, in different parts. So all the black keys, then only the group of 2, then only the group of 3. And in the meantime, I suggest the teacher to accompany the students all the time with simple chords to start working also on listening, and things like this. Then, so after we have explored the piano for a little bit by jumping and having fun, we just start to discover a bit more specifically the specific parts of the piano. And so they stop playing and they move on to writing. So the whole book follows this approach. We play, then we move on to something else, like writing. Then we move on to something else, body percussion. Then we move on to something else, piano again, composing, improvising, reading. Okay, so because the attention span is very short in the kids of this age, if you follow the book, you will find a method that changing the type of concentration and attention that the children need throughout the book. Okay, and that basically makes the 30-minute lesson much simpler. Okay, so this was the first part that I wanted to show you. Then we move on to the specific notes, okay, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. And here I suggest to start coloring the notes if they want. If they don't want, you don't have to. So this paper is done specifically so the children can actually color in. And then, I suggest to keep the same color throughout the whole book. But every child can have different colors. Or you can suggest the children the colors of other instruments that you have in your studio. For example, boom wakers or the chime bars or bells. Okay, so the association note color remains the same in your studio and in the book. So you can play the same songs not only on the piano but also on other instruments. Then, let's continue seeing something else. Here we go to the first part where we start writing the notes, okay? So notes are very big and they can copy them. Then there is another part when they start playing them with different hands, left and right. But I don't suggest to play with the thumb, the first note, the do. Everybody can choose the finger that they prefer, okay? And then here comes the first part where they really have to write their own notes, okay? Then we go on to reading some musical figures. So I'm introducing crotchets, minims, and semi-brief in this book. Here we go from big, big, big to much smaller, okay? And I suggest to do it with body percussion with different movements. And then we go to the notes, finally, the notes with the rhythm, associated with rhythm, okay? And the book progresses in this way. So we start from do, then we have do, re, and then we go to si. So we can start playing the first pieces, do, re, and si. And they have their first song. Here there are other pages where they can improvise and write their own melodies. So this is useful, for example, if you don't speak English, and you want to write a song, in another language, you have some parts of the book that suggests to write a song with a teacher or to compose their own music and then write some lyrics on it, and that you can do in every language. But the song that you find in the book are in English. So, for the moment, maybe in the future we will do something else. Here we go. For example, this is the first song, Si and Re, which has to be played as well with index fingers, and then or other fingers if they want. And then start associating more notes together. Always the place to write down as well. So, and there you find the first songs. I also introduce piano, mezzo forte, and forte, and then the rests. I introduced the rest for the meaning and the rest for the crochet. And in the book, basically, children will go through 75 pages, more or less. Let me check now, do you remember? 68 pages, okay? So, and the last song lasts 2 pages with do, re, mi, and do, si, la. So they go through this range of notes in this first book. And there are all the chords below. to be able to accompany your students. That's basically happening throughout most of the book, because for me it's very important to always support my students when I accompany them on the piano. It really helps them developing their musicality, and also I can change different type of arrangements, and that creates, even more flexibility in listening to music, and be able to play their own parts when you are actually playing something else. So yeah, this is the book. Some more songs. Here more songs, more pieces with the rests. But you see, there is always a part for them to be able to write down what they're doing. Okay, so I think I have tell you a bit more about the book, Music Tree Piano Book. It's the book number 1, and it's called Growing Your Skills from the Ground Up. So we try to keep it into the idea of a music tree, growing your roots, growing your trunk, growing your skills from the ground up. This is book 1. There will come next year book 2 with the other notes, so it will cover do, re, mi, fa, sol, do, si, la, sol, fa, and then there is another book after that, which has lots of songs that I composed with my students, and I have spoken with the parents, and we all agreed to have this book where there is the name of our children in it. So the idea is to have more books. This is only the first one for piano, and I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, please comment below or write me an email. And I really would like to hear what you think about this. So just comment below, and that's great to have any feedback, especially if you have a book. All right. Okay. So you find it on Amazon, and you find it. The link is on my link in bio. You go there, and that's for the actually amazon.co.uk, but you can find it all over the world. And there is only the paper version, not the ebook version. I might do it later if you're using iPads. But the idea is that the children actually can have their own book, not to use an iPad. I want them to write and, change their type of attention from one thing to the other. So I think that the paper under their fingers is actually much better. Okay, thank you very much for being there, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.